Michael, let's run through the investment case Africa is putting on the table now for foreign investors in your books.
Well, Africa offers a huge potential. Clearly there's a rising middle class which are going to want and consume the goods that people have elsewhere in the world. There's still a huge demand for energy resources, and then you have the whole issue of agricultural, where the world is facing food shortages. So when you add all those up, Africa has all the ingredients to actually fill the gaps that are beginning to become very apparent in the world economy.
But now it's always tricky when you talk about Africa as this homogenous entity, when clearly it isn't. So how fine-tuned does your strategy or your approach have to be when you're coming into the continent?
Yeah, it really is an excellent question, because I think in Africa you need both a bottom-up strategy and a top-down. So bottom-up, I mean having your local management tell you what is necessary, what the clients want in those local environment and conditions. Whereas top-down, it's how you get the right resources and the right intellectual property to the right opportunity. Because I mean, in 54 countries, they're growing at different rates, they have different needs, the markets are more mature in certain sectors, they specialise in others. You've got to adapt your business model to respond to that.
Taking a look at the KPMG strategy, which is a One Africa approach, how viable is it? How feasible is it, given what you've just outlined?
Well, in the sense of looking at markets, not very, but because of the 54 countries and diversity. But when you look at resource deployment and basically smart infrastructure, it's very important to behave as One Africa, because if we can actually have one back office architecture, if we can basically make sure that we bring the right resources to different countries, not trying to replicate in every country, that's a far more efficient business model for us.
How easy is it deploying those resources to the various territories that you're looking to conquer?
Well, I don't think it's so hard, because I think we look at Africa basically in 6 segments. We have Francophone Africa, Lusophone Africa, we have West Africa, East Africa, South Africa. So in that sense, if you use each of these as a regional hub, then you can deploy resources within those markets quite readily.
One of the panelists earlier had highlighted that perhaps not talked about enough is the need for partnerships with locals on the ground skills. What's your perspective on that, and how do you see KPMG facilitating those relationships moving forward?
Well, I stress that one of the key success factors for doing business in Africa is you've got to have a strong local presence. And if you have a strong local presence, they'll introduce you to the joint venture partner that you need, or at least can guide you on the way and make sure you don't fall into the same mistakes and errors that other international investors have made. So whether it's KPMG or it's a local partner, you certainly need a local presence and a local understanding of the marketplace.
An understanding of what exactly? What's getting you excited about Africa and the investment opportunity right now?
Well, I'm very excited because I think Africa's seen its time finally come, and there's a tremendous passion to basically raise living standards, to try and make investments, to actually facilitate infrastructure, and to do all the things that people have been asking for 20 years or so. And it's interesting because this is a time when Africa is competing against India, China, South America for ever dwindling pool of capital. And Africa is starting to finally get itself organised with a lot of very good macroeconomic policies, a lot more vision in terms of free trade agreements within markets, and I think a greater sophistication of management.